Do 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 do. I wonder how she got her scar. You know, I mean, like, we spend most of our time in the robot, right? I don't imagine you get scars unless you get attacked in the face. Well, maybe, you know, actually, maybe, during like a fight or whatever, she actually got shot in the face. You know, like literally in the face, not just a robot face, but like, you know, in like inside the machine. Maybe that's how it works. I don't know. Let's see. Let's check our mail. Secular Astrology Explained Part 2. On the Pilot Mars. I only did this because you asked, okay? I warned you, this is dorky stuff. The ancient roots of it are pretty dubious, in case you were wondering. I think most of it is just made up. I mean, yes, I know that's all made up, but not even made up by some wise man 1,000 years ago. It was made up by some dude in California. I think that's like... I feel like that's you know, a jab at like real life astrology. Again, I forget, I always mix up astrology and astronomy. You know, the one with like, you know, the PCs or Taurus or I don't even know. Anyways, what the dude from California does is he organizes parts of the body into parts of the mind and the spirit, and he says that what you should do is to think about your body not as a body, but as a tool for relating to other people. I know that they draw them on a body, but it's like, don't think of them as actual body parts. It's a way that you communicate. So this chart might help? I think the part of it anyway, so remember that these are all parts of you, but also parts of other people, and you have ways of communication between each other using them. People always ask me for their charts because they want to be flattered about what they're good at, but that's not the point. You need to know where you have trouble too. I looked at mine so much right before we broke up, you know, like it did any good, but you know, I'm so weak when it comes to Venus. That's the distance of breath, which means ability to read the atmosphere and talking and the way communicate through breath. Typo? Is that a typo? I don't know. The way you communicate through breath? When you're bad at Venus, that doesn't mean you're bad with words, but you're bad at receiving words. You don't hear them, or you don't feed other people the words they need to live. Well, according to your chart, you're bad at that too, so I hope it helps. Okay. Well, two things. Man, our character Luna-Terra is such a heartbreaker. She just has so many exes, I guess. And also, again, this is just like a, you know, a metaphor for like real life astrology, I guess. You know, you're such a... I'm so bad at like Venus, you know, as if it's a thing that everyone has or something, I guess. But instead of being based on the stars, it's based on the solar system. Or whatever, you know. Yeah. But I guess that's also probably like a theme, you know, probably, maybe, as well. You know, using like the solar system as a way to understand the world around you, at least in this universe. It is interesting, by the way. I do like the world, you know? The world is interesting in this visual novel. It's weird. I like it. Pilot Hamid Annual Report, Second Generation Pilot Program, Pilot Assessment Report. Right? Dr. Nix. She's not coming out of her room, refuses to pilot. Figures the most well-behaved of all Generation 2 pilots would have a tantrum like a storm when it finally came. Do you expect me to know what to do about it? Yes. It's really not your problem though, isn't it? Don't start, I'm begging. Fine. What's the big problem then? She'll get over it. Is she upset about her sister? Of course she is, but not for the reason I thought. What do you think? That she missed her? Hilarious. What's the actual reason? She won't accept the hand-me-down. The low Solusi. She won't pilot it. She won't pilot the perfect second generation machine because it was made for her sister. She wants her own machine made. She's ridiculous. She said it would be fine if she died, but if it's just because she flaked out and got bored of space and left her problem in Halimed's lap, she won't do it. Her sibling's really this petty and mean. Stop laughing and help. Pilot Halimed. Because we know actually, yeah, Halimed is well, the princess, I guess, of Earth right now. You know? So maybe that's part of the reason she didn't go to space, or did she go to space? I don't know. Unless I mean, we don't see her around, so most likely she's back on Earth, and that's what it is, right? She's either preparing to like go to space, or she's not going to space at all. You know? Because I believe her like first thing was like how like the space program was cancelled and everything, right? It was by her. She made like a speech, I guess, and everything. Anyway, her sister though. What's her sister again? She mentioned a sister. Which one's her sister? Her aunt is Europa, right? Where is it? Oh, my kids are idiots. No, it's not. Element 1. Like she's special. Yeah, your sister and my aunt Europa. Maybe the sister is Luna-Terra? Is that what it is? Or someone else? I'm not sure. One of the pilots, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. Comms. More text messages from not your mom. Not your mom. But probably is our mom, actually, when you think about it. You know, it's just saying, like, not your mom, as in, don't call me your mom in these official communications, but actually I am your mom, you know? Or maybe not. Well, actually, no, she mentioned, like, they were exes, so maybe not. I don't know. Like, they were exes, right? Because, again, Luna-Terra just has relationships with everybody, you know? She just broke up with everybody. She has a very bad backstabbing syndrome. Or at least not backstabbing, but, you know. Do you get along better or worse than back then? Or do we get along better or worse than back then? Let's talk about something else. Oh, is it really so bad these days? We don't get along because we're too much like each other. We used to be so different. What happened? I got older and learned a lot. That's enough to make me more like you. You're not giving me enough credit. Really? Do you think I blame you for being too good at teaching me the same lessons that made you who you are? Well, I always hope. I blame you if I felt like it. There's nothing to blame you for. Nothing you warned me about turned out like you said, so I stopped paying attention to any of your advice. I thought I was too smart for the rest, so it's just a coincidence we ended up like each other. I never minded your lessons. Are you sure? I was a harsh teacher. Are you really glad for it? I am happy for everything I learned. Not for everything you taught me. I mean, it wasn't like you were wrong. Everything you said would happen, happened. But none of it happened like you said it would. If I followed your advice to the letter, it wouldn't have helped me at all. It was all just different enough. So I came up with my own answers. It wasn't until I looked back on them that I realized it was exactly what you would have done. Fair, I suppose. I should count that as a success for me. But also due to your effort for you. That's just what I wanted, though. I certainly never wanted a carbon copy of myself. I wanted you to improve on what you've been handed. Did you think you did a good job? Shouldn't you be asking yourself that question, since you're the one in charge of the education? I was afraid you'd say that. No, don't come to me for the answers now of all times. Well, at least there's plenty of time left for me to run out right in the end. Okay, weird. Alright. Are they clones? That's what I'm wondering. Are they clones? Again, because the whole hive mind thing, I'm still I don't know. That's my theory. You know, Earth is just a bunch of hive mind clones, I guess. That's why they look similar, maybe? Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. 50%. 50%. Halfway there to creating a giant black hole that will consume everything. I don't know. Let's see. Let's choose a mission. Alright. Look at me and deeper cuts. Let's do this one. I mean, it's always going to be like Pluto and Saturn. So look at me. The Cold War is long over and the existential threat is gone, but its memories still stir here at the observatory. Will it be put to rest here or buried forever? This kind of reminds me of a CPU. This is a CPU chip. Launch. Launching. You're quiet, Europa. What's up? Is that unusual? Sometimes, but you said I have a brief with you 5 minutes ago. It seems I lost track of time again. I was saying they were clones, but actually when you look at them in color, the hair is different, obviously. So maybe not. I don't know. No, looking at Luna-Terra, I guess her hair is white, and everything, but at least a very light blonde, maybe. But it's dyed because her eyebrows are not the same color, so it's not her natural hair color, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. So let's track down again. But don't you already know what the mission is? close the lens and prevent Kratos' graces from opening it further. For the purpose of... who knows? Memorial Foundation on the ground wants it done. It was the observation device for existential threats, but in the end we never knew we were seeing what there was, or if we, the observers, were just seeing what we wanted to see. When it became clear that celestial mechanics have been pushing development in the direction of things that they did not themselves understand, we chose to destroy the colony. Okay, that's what happened, I guess. Later works of the space colony era show signs of an art and design movement potentially hazardous and implicitly treacherous to the human race. Treacherous art? Very lovely. I wish we hadn't caught on so quick. Memorial Foundation on Earth will be loath to admit it, but it's possible it did, and does, in fact, work in one more ways. Passes it all in new light, doesn't it? I didn't expect you to feel so nostalgic. I have some happy memories of the Academy, don't you? Yes, some. But I'd rather move forward, in any way at all, than keep dwelling. That's always a virtue, if you've learned from it. And you're not just trying to forget. Give your advice to the mission, not me. Well, I will have an interest in the success of one of those two things. No decision. The gate collapses in nostalgia and disaster, or the start of fight you don't need a robot for. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. But, I'm just like... I'm a dirty, dirty loyalist, so I'm just probably gonna stay loyal to the Memorial Foundation's probably gonna do. Collapses though. Isn't that? It all goes wrong almost immediately. We both should have known better. The observatory looks small from the Academy gardens, but up close, it's big enough to lose the two of them in. And imagine this academy, I guess, you know, it used to be like a research facility, right? So, I guess it's the ruins of the academy? Or, I was wondering, was it like also a pilot academy as well? Was this where they were trained to be pilots too? I don't know. Maybe not. A telescope of a certain kind for observing a threat that was entirely existential and possibly not real, and maybe a weapon too. Maybe a weapon that worked so well it destroyed humanity's enemies before we even could prove they were there. Now, even the intellectual curiosity isn't worth keeping it open. There's too many enemies real and existential on Earth to worry about ones elsewhere. The mission would have become such a disaster so quickly if the two of them had just fought face to face, if they had been a little awkward still after Ares, if there wasn't still so much past the fight. The one known and guaranteed function of the observatory, and its lens that sharpens gravity into a laser-sharp gaze, is it brings time to you before you're ready for it. Luna-Terra knew she'd never be able to stop Pluto if she saw her face to face, so she went directly to close the observatory's lens. Pluto knew she wouldn't be able to stop her face to face, so she forced the eye to stay open with gravity alone rather than confront her, okay? Not head to head this time, we're just like fighting over the objective, you know, like a multiplayer game. Get on the point! A stubborn, indirect fight, like two children pulling on a toy until they tear it in half, and that's what they did. Push, pull, tug until the iris cracked, contracted, stalled, ground to a halt, exceeded its limits, and shattered and collapsed. Even without the gravity of the colony's tidal reactor, there's enough gravity to, when condensing to a single point, cause disaster. Move, Pluto, we have to get out right now. Luna-Terra, you idiot! Stubborn jerk! Mars was right about you. I told you I wouldn't budge, why do you call my bluff like that? You're right. I am an idiot. It's my problem, it's all my fault, so move. My cores are desynchronizing. The gravity quake is destabilizing their tidal resonance. You jerk, so I can't move. Or you jerk, I can't move. Okay, I read that word. Why do you keep pushing, knowing it's gonna happen? I'm more stubborn than you, always. No, not having it. You already said everything is your fault, so now that's now true forever, until the end of time, which this gravity quake is probably gonna take us to. Fine. I'll place my reactor in resonance with yours to stabilize, then max thrust, and we'll get out of there. There's no way your ship has enough power to keep up. Then leave me. No, you need to live, so I keep yelling at you. Don't really think about leaving me. let's do what I said in the first place. Get out of the observatory before it swallows us. Have you ever been in the epicenter of a gravity quake? Maybe you'll be fine. Gravity quake. Don't you dare let that make you feel better. It shouldn't. The iris shuddering and shattering, sparkling. The tidal forces rock through them. Living in space means not having to know which way is up, but now they can't even tell when is up. Down and up and left and right are everywhere and nowhere, and the exit of the closing eye is forever out of reach of space and time. Where are you going? That's upside backwards. I can't steer. How can you? Here, fine. I'll guide you. Hold on, the pulse is... That already happened. It's about to happen. It's happening right now. Did we get stuck in a black hole or something? It might happen. It's continuing to happen. Luna-T, calm down. You know better than to be paralyzed by linear time like that. Just do it. Whatever it happens to be, whenever it comes up. Forget the tense. If you're about to do it, you'll do it. If you've done it, it's done. You've already done it, so if you can't, so what's next? It's always the future in space. That's the point of coming to space. You get there when you want to be in the future now. It is a world of will be and maybe to be. Never is or was. Reaching but never grasping. A future is severed from the present that causes it. Light floods from the iris of the lens, then it shuts. Then it shuts again. Many infinities to come. Yeah. Oh. I'm Pluto. What's your name? Okay, this is back in the academy. Back when they were younger, I guess. It's Luna-Terra. I'm assigned to protect you. You're sweet, but so sad. I'm happy to meet you, but when I'm so happy, you seem sad. Why is that? Huh? Oh, no, sorry, that's super annoying. Dr. Nix keeps telling me people think it's rude when you just read the story off them instead of asking them first. Yeah, I assume it's because she can just read people's minds, I guess. Because she's like a psychic, maybe. You're not supposed to be able to do that to me. Oh, no, sorry, I'm excited, but do happy things make you sad? Huh. Sometimes a little. I'm glad you're having fun at least. I'll make sure you have fun too. I can share being happy. That's the function of love. Do you love me? Yeah, you get it. Love makes the universe work. You know physics? It's a very weird conversation. You don't have to be jealous of me. You know, everything I was given, you deserve that too. I'll cut your old dead name out of the story just like I did for me. Duh. Focus, Luna-Terra. You have to be faster than thought. You have to feel, trust your instincts, cut through the edges of the possibility space. Luna-T, it's okay. It's hard, but you don't have to cry. There's lots of us here. We can beat them together. I don't know what to do. What they want is impossible. But I want it too. But I can't just make it happen. I can't see everyone's desires, but I just can't make it all fit. Why can't I forgive them? Why can't this work? Why would anyone help me? If only I was bigger, but I'm messing it all up. If only I wasn't here. You're part of it. Don't erase yourself from the equation. You're the universe. They hate us. They'll never be happy in the universe where you're happy too, so let's run. If you don't want us to be part of humanity, we don't need their credo either. Okay, this is like I guess the relationship and what happened before, I guess. They're considering escalation of the conflict. The Moria Foundation wants to keep it an existential disagreement, but Earth wants to make it military. I guess we weren't human enough to be wanted on Earth, but we're human enough to be dealt with the way that humans do. The better we do against the Moria Foundation, the more it pushes them to write us off as a lost cause, and prevent complications will cause up here by killing us. We were so hard on them before. Forgiving your enemies is good. It's cruel to take us back, but they're trying to protect us. They're the only ones who understand how hard it is. We knew we couldn't escape Earth's gravity, and I guess they know it too. That's a war with no point, and they don't even have to worry. Is the chance worth it? I don't know. Where would you bet? On them. You should go. No, not without you. No, dummy. Go so you can save me if I mess it up, and I'll stay in case you do. I don't trust them, but I trust you. Whichever of us is right will deliver the other the future. And that's when, I guess, they split off. Like, initially they split off from, you know, from the Memorial Foundation, I guess. And then they went to, like, Kratos, whatever, Kratos Embrace? I keep saying Embrace. Kratos something, the Kratos faction. But then, you know, again, another, like, existential or philosophical divide. caused like Luna-Terra to go back to Earth, but then Pluto stayed. I guess Kratos' grace, was it Kratos' grace? Light blows through the iris. Fragments in the universe exists again, a place in time, clinging to each other in that place are Pluto and Luna-Terra, touching to remember they're alive, broken but alive. Okay, I feel like we just went through like a black hole or something and came out on the other end. And like time and space were like warped or something. But then we're back. Pluto, are you okay? Of course not. You're almost swallowed up by time and space, and I almost lost you again. And I had to go through it all again. Everything. Me too. It was hard. It was so hard, but we did it. We messed up. There's no fixing it. But who cares? You're still here. I'll still fight you to the end. But just so I can know it's for real. So you can stay like this. For a little, if you want to. Yeah. It's weird. This is a weird game. This is a weird visual novel. Alright. Okay. Regarding Mecha 1, Merry Christian. Hey, Dr. Nix. In a ship self, you don't have to worry about dying, not in the same sort of way. A ship self, isn't even a weapon. It's a body for living and traveling in space. And it's equipped for doing the sorts of things that humans need to do, like fighting. The ship self, which lets you express like it's your own body, better than your own body, is a machine that's for falling in love and having fights. Okay. I mean, that's literally this visual novel. Falling in love and having fights. It's formed to literally suit us. It bears only the most abstract resemblance to something designed to kill another human being. The most efficient possible form for ending lives as quickly as possible wouldn't look anything like a human. And that's why Europa designed them from a child's toy. That's why they refer toys so much, because they literally are supposed to look like toys. The ship self isn't the perfect form for war. It's a form that by nature turns war into something else. Part of this is due to humanity's relative weakness in space, separated from the origin of our gravity. Even with the power of a tidal reactor, we've barely come close to developing a ship self with a gravitational and metacultural authority equivalent to a human beings on Earth. While humans on Earth need to develop most of this authority to keeping their shape, identity, and differentiation from other humans, a ship self is less authoritative even than this. Though in space, they have far fewer restrictions than humans on Earth. If a ship self were to make a planet fall, it would be crushed under human pressure and rendered lifeless. Okay. Does that mean, like, if you try to go back to Earth, you'll die? Is that what it is? You can't just... You're just stuck in space forever? Which I guess is the point, Because that's why they had that pilot, program, whatever, to make sure the people who want to go in space, don't mind living in space forever, I guess. Something like that. Impetus evaluation. Memorial Foundation Executive Committee minutes. Operation Committee Chair Europa. No, it's gratifying to know you share my suspicions as well. As I understand, that is the purpose of this committee, to prepare for any eventuality, and that this particular possibility hadn't crossed your minds was beginning to worry me. Oh, I'm no less worried now, but you're asking how to deal with, Iapetus. That sense of superiority he has is not a weakness. It is truly dangerous, not just unpleasant. If he seems gracious or forgiving about a loss, it's only because he is utterly confident he will eventually be able to surpass you. But he is a realistic man. He will find the easiest route. Merely in coming out on top in the end is enough. He wouldn't consider the equality of how he got there. In fact, it would reinforce his sense of superiority to know he surpassed you without having worked as hard as you did. He's shockingly good at predicting others, except for the moments in which he has wildly underestimated one. These fascinate me in particular. He can be so uncanny when it comes to gleaning specifics from trivial behavior, and then he is blindsided by the most obvious conclusions. His lack of respect for interiority is quite stunning. His win rate without having it should appall anyone with a general respect for human beings. Okay, random. Was Impetus like referenced before? I don't remember. I don't know. Apparently he's a very dangerous person, maybe. I don't know. What is the moon job, Luna-Terra? Or Luna-Terra? Nanny? Palamede says it was something you used to talk about. Oh, yeah. We were thinking about crashing the moon into the Earth. Zeon? Well, not a moon, but like a colony, maybe? Literally. Yeah, that too in the end. The goal of the space program used to be to make all of the solar system figuratively equivalent to Earth. When humans touch it, it becomes ours. That's why we use the Greek word to identify the physical bodies of space, and the Roman to represent our understanding and incorporation of it. Okay? We were being silly, taking a metaphor way too literally and way too far, joking about crushing the solar system together. It would make sense to return it. It would be nice and neat. Killing absolutely everyone. Yeah. It was a horrible thought I shared with Palamede. She hated it, but she kept on arguing about it with me. The Earth looks so fragile and small here, and the moon looks so big. That's probably why. It was a bad joke, and she never thought it was funny. Good. She's very perceptive when it comes to that. I'm surprised, always, as people could find that self-destructive streak of yours harmless or imperceptible. I'm glad she didn't. I'm surprised you kept me around given that. Should I have given up? Is that even a question? You should have followed your instincts. You appear to be misunderstanding. I take my work very seriously. As a leader, a woman, as a pilot, as part of the Memorial Foundation. You know, there are very real things Memorial Foundation believes in, and I believe in them too. Yeah. In seeking to bring all people together, however, there are choices that have to be made. Should we cut the world to fit its people, or the people to fit its world? That is what we struggle with the most. Cut does not have to be a bad thing. It can be what's right, for you or for the world. Making space for what exists, without allowing it to be erased. Those the world abandons die, which is unacceptable. Or they become another world, which is also unacceptable. A kind of violence. Like smashing the Earth into the moon, hoping for togetherness and killing everyone instead. We didn't find the right solution, but at least we knew which one was the wrong one. Zeon didn't know that, though. Yeah. Earth, our Memorial Foundation, 62%. It looks like it's getting even more gravity. Getting very heavy there. Alright, next mission. Deeper cuts. You know, it's funny, mission complete. I mean, I guess technically, we were supposed to destroy, right? The observatory? I guess it is complete. Anyway. Deeper cuts. In the Garden District, closest to the malfunctioning and broken tidal reactor that kept the colony together, time and space aren't quite right. It's the perfect place for a real fight. How deep under Luna-Terra's skin do you think she can get? Come on, Europa. It's weird when you won't order me. Can't you see I'm hesitating? Show some politeness. It's weird to see you hesitate. You don't do it. Then stop making it more weird, if you please. Let it won't be weird once. I have no problems returning to the colony. I wouldn't have thought you would have more hang-ups than me. You have no regrets, no pain, at any of your training or your service in the war, about anything that happened there, about the people you met there. I don't have any problems returning to the Lag Range colony for this mission. The academy will reshape us all. No, I'm happy to put it to rest. I was a real idiot, so I don't mind seeing it trashed. By trashing it a little bit more to stop that celestial mechanics pilot from taking back the Lag Range reactor. So you take an interest in Saturn. Professionally, she's a dangerous enemy. She was in Ipetus' division, but she was, yes, very clever. The Lag-Range reactor is worth a shard of nostalgia. Ipetus must be truly egomaniacal to send their prototype unit after it. That's a bad sign. The worst fights always happen over something worthless. Okay, so Ipetus is, I guess, or Ipetus, I guess is someone else, you know, someone from a different faction. An enemy, I guess. Well, it's certainly a trap, but you know that. It's still a chance to get one over him and stop that pilot, if you're prepared to be serious. I'm always serious. Are you serious enough to stop playing? I'm not playing. Whether you're serious or playing is a matter of how you feel about it. It's a matter of whether you're committed or not. If you're playing because you simply can't decide, you can't play forever. I told you I still haven't decided. I'm not closing out the future until the last moment. Decide what you want about the future when the future comes. But you will not move from this point if you don't decide how you feel about that pilot. Europa. Oh dear, are you feeling guilty again? Or you are feeling guilty. Or, oh dear, you are feeling guilty again. But that's to be expected. I don't mind if you lose against that one or win. Just choose, right? I mean, literally, in this visual novel, you literally choose if you win or lose. You don't have to tell me. I know what happens if I don't. Fight for real, in a fun way. Fight for real, in a fun way. I'm gonna fight for real, in a fun way. Not long ago, the Academy Gardens were beautiful and they were warm. Now they're coated in space because no feeling is as cold as wet is. Because no feeling is as cold as wet is. Not even vacuum. Under the stability of artificial gravity, Lagrange colony was as Earth as Earth. As Earth as Earth. Maybe even a little bit more. In being more Earth than Earth was, it was also less. And so Memorial Foundation Existential Safety ordered it abandoned first when the space program was decommissioned. Not everyone agreed, and then there was a fight. And then the colony became like this. Ruined in the way only human beings can be ruined. The reactor was shattered and without all possibility for life and culture. Yet still, some of it lingers. Moss grows, objects gather, sometimes there are whispers, tidal memories etched into space-time by the humans who spent too short a time there. True space is more of a numb feeling. It's the cold of nothing, and it feels like nothing too. I'm not so lost in nostalgia, I can't tell I'm not alone. And I know I'm not alone, so say something. So you did come. You're always close by. And you're always hiding something. You're always just out of reach. Even though I've seen your face, I feel like I haven't. Even though I shot you through the heart, it feels like I never touched you. Maybe you're just dense, Luna-Terra. I felt those plenty. I should say that about you, in fact. Luna-Terra, maybe you're the one who never came close enough to touch me? Am I just that good, or are you holding back? You're slippery. And you've gotten better, too. What makes you say that? I don't already know where you are then. I don't already know where you are this time. I must have been doing pretty awful before then. No, you weren't. But it's still unbelievable that you've gotten so good in such a short amount of time. So I don't believe it. There's no hiding how much I suck, huh? No, the opposite. There's no way you were this good before. That's not true. You've definitely been trained, haven't you? I never fought other pilots. Did you fight something else? That doesn't count. It was nothing but training and then nothing. The existential threat was never real, it was a trick of the light, and our weapons pierced it with 100% accuracy every time, and no one was ever hurt, and it never became real enough to fight. Yeah, it was still weird, like the existential threat. That was supposed to be like a war that everyone was supposed to fight against, I guess, but then it just never happened. That's true. It's also true that this isn't a real fight either. You're right when you call it play fighting. These machines were never designed with practicality in mind. They simply aren't made with the intention to kill. I've read plenty of Dr. Nix, I don't need a lecture. You're not even explaining it right. They did make ship cells with practicality in mind. They made them specifically in a shape that would not allow for death and war. Dr. Nix just didn't want an end to conflict because that's silly. You can't be human without it. Death defeats the purpose of conflict, which is how humans communicate and change. Death and war end conflict. The ship self signals the fundamental transformation of human conflict from suffering into love. If you know it, explain it the right way. If you knew Dr. Nix, you might have a harder time taking it seriously. I'm not part of Kratos' graces for a reason, you know. I'm not that dumb. Not that I don't get the appeal of wanting to be that dumb. Just kidding. No, I do too. Pluto has that effect, doesn't she? Huh. Yeah, I feel dumb every time. She really makes you want to believe you with your whole heart, even you never really quite can. And neither can she all the way through. She just tries very hard. Luna-Terra, why are you really here? To stop me from taking a worthless artifact? to fall into an obvious trap for another chance at stopping me once and for all. To rack up the glory and take all the errant children home for a memorial foundation. To mess me up? Or to make out with me? Saturn feels herself growing in Luna-Terra's eyes, suddenly clearly seen. Wasn't I just perfectly clear? What's this ship body for anyway? I'm here to communicate. Luna-Terra, you're really shallow and kinda dumb. I'm honest. Finally, you're lucky that's enough. Are you ready for that, though? I don't think you're ready. Well, I think I'm ready. You want me to check? I won't give you an inch. I'm not like you girls. I'm not a cosmic glow of energy in the dark. Still, I'm metal and I'm sharp. You really think I'm not like that too? But I'm already behind you. Nothing personnel, kid. Teleports behind you. It's a double lie, because the movement is to her left, but Saturn is coming from behind. Luna-Terra's instincts are too good for her to not twitch fire to her left, even as she realizes it's just bullshit. But then there's nothing. The feeling of being so close to being struck that you can't tell if she was or not. Are you really not like us girls? Nothing special, like I said. But you dodged it. It wasn't real, nothing to dodge. Obviously, that's the part that's hard. I'm fighting for real, just like you wanted. You're the one who wants that. And fine, dodge this! Luna-Terra's vision fills with pink, the neuroelectric toxin melting into her skin. It feels hallucinatory? Weird, stubborn, aggressive, vulnerable, just like Saturn. In the poison electric haze, Luna-Terra feels a little like Saturn. Got you! I like being wrong sometimes, you know? I like not being Memorial Foundation's perfect ace. It doesn't seem to really suit you, if I'm being perfectly honest. Neither does playing by the rules. If ship cells don't play by the rules when you're fighting, it stops looking like fighting. Oh yeah? What does it start looking like? It looks like sex. Most likely. Also, that's not where I am. Liar. Are you willing to bet on it? Yeah. Then go. Stakes of hard light are fine for flirting, but that's not what this is. The mayor's Chrysium spear, made for reconciling the Earth and the Moon, is meant to be used up close. It's the distance where skin touches skin, the obligation that humans have for other humans, hard like gravity, warm like light. If no one has been worse at wielding that duty than Luna-Terra, she's all the more who should be carrying that weight. Saturn only realizes after, when the lightness and heaviness starts to lift, that it had hit her too. Wow, I didn't think it was possible to have a gravity less suited to you, let alone for you to be so good at using it. I really hate being in charge actually, and I'm bad at it too. But sometimes you're the only one left who can do it. Even if you hate it and it's totally self-destructive. Especially then. Sometimes I think, why do we have to fight anymore? Let's just do this obscene other thing, the thing that fighting could be. And then you say something like that and I want to fight you so bad. You wouldn't get it. You're hilarious. Makes me want to see you squirm. Like in a nice way, though. You can try. What? It's just funny. I love it when you play cool. Because you're not. Let's communicate aggressively. That's what humans do. Sure, I've already given up on that worthless reactor. They're never gonna scold me enough to make me regret this. No one ever does their missions, by the way. Yeah, there's always like a mission, but no one does it properly. January 30th, 1981, and the day is almost here. The deadline to save everyone who came up to space with us, fought with us, tried to bring everyone up with us. If we shut down the lunar gravity well, there won't be any choice left. The power that keeps our ship cells in check will fall apart, and we won't have anywhere else to go but home. If we kill the dream, no one will die. We really, really hope that's true. No one should die in space. No one should die, period. No one has to die because ship self-combat is shimmering missiles of light, cosmic explosions, electricity that's sears through the soul. Blade science is impossible for a human to produce. Dances of combat without end. A fight against ideas of toys. Humans would never show that sort of compassion to each other. Earth's answer is a single atomic particle fired at near-light speed directly into the cockpit core. A true weapon from a military force. The quickest, most efficient, instantaneous, unavoidable way to kill a human. The most boring possible way to pointlessly die. No drama, no meaning. just nothing. Okay, that was by Luna-Terra. They created like a gun, you know, like a super laser beam gun or something, to actually kill someone, you know, because normally these, like, you know, giant mecha can't kill each other, but actually you create something that would, you know. Very clear, 1981. In the end, they might get everything they wanted, in a way that no one wants. If we open up the lunar gravity well, then we can establish forever another Earth, and maybe another. We can inhabit the whole system, but that will cut humanity into two and more. The distance will be so much further. Everything we have will be even further from them. How much are we going to lose? How much will we never be able to give them? The moon is very close to being part of Earth. It's full of life, and humans can live here now. It feels impossible, and I don't want to give it up. We should break it off forever, shouldn't we? All I want is to stitch these two humanities together, but if one of us dies as a result, I will fight forever to keep that precious thing alive. Pluto. Princess of Kratos Graces. Oh, I never knew she was a princess. Okay, there we go, 1981, the same day. They don't name it because naming it gives power, or gives it power, but not naming it gives it more. It must be in every corner, behind every door, far, far away, in the spaces between stars. It is defined and categorized in every human culture, and is deliberately omitted from explicit naming conventions by the Memorial Foundation in favor of a euphemism. That's the word! I was thinking of that word. I couldn't remember what the word was. It's euphemism. I was gonna say, you know, a lot of the dialogue between the pilots, you know, especially between Saturn, a lot of it is, I feel like, are euphemisms. Anyway, if they were even less captivating to the imagination, such as existential threat, rather than a specific word that would stimulate the imagination. But a trick like this will not work. In the euphemism is a hollow void that can hold all fears and all possibilities. Through gravity, humans decide what is real and what is not, but what is not does not stop existing, and it, like humans, can decide. It is the kiss of inverse, everything that humans can imagine but can't become. The shortcut to attaining it is to forsake everything that humans already are. If a bunch of idiots get tricked into going there, it will make a very convenient enemy for Earth. That's the real fear. Before that happens, I will tell you a little secret. Ready? Alright, I don't know. Let's see. You're not gonna tell me though. Saturn, Celestial Mechanics Test Pilot. Day 7. The end of the week. Receiving report. Report data unverifiable. Awaiting manual acceptance. Report accepted. Damage to Language Colony indicates most likely fulfillment of duties. Incoming alert all Memorial Foundation troops. Prepare for landing on Moon Base. Alert. Kratos Graces and Celestial Mechanics troops have seized control of the gravity well. We must prepare for the confrontation we have always feared. But there's still hope. We will bring everyone home safe. We have Earth on our side. We will be prepared. Generating new assignments. Assignment: Scouting Mission. Verify status of Earth-controlled autonomous, or I can't say the word. Automatus? Near automata? Automata? No. Earth-controlled, automatically controlled military units. I don't know. Automatus. Assignment: Free time. Spend as you wish before the final battle. Oh, free time, hey. Your record is clear. Indicate you have understood new orders. Yes. Ready for gravitational catapult. Welcome home. Very heavy. Look at that. So heavy. What a heavy ball. Last story. Ambient Tidal Forces Rivalry. A and B. I was waiting for this chance. Me too, thanks for obliging. Any time, but I'd love for this to be the last time. Oh yeah? You have a plan for arranging that, or are we just going to fight forever without end? You win when your win ratio tips over 50%. It's climbing for sure, I can't deny it. You're slipping, getting lazy? I'm just bored. I don't want to win an argument. I don't want to win a fight. I just wish you were dead, okay? Me too. I can't kill you. I don't really want to either. Well, same. Man, don't talk like Neve. You know that pisses me off. I would say their name then, maybe. Or maybe they died because they were tired of us having the same fight over and over again forever. Are you kidding? They live for it. Man, what a bitch. I know, right? I really miss them. Me too. When I fight about it, man, geez, sure, I get it. I don't really understand. I guess just random people. Ambient tidal forces. Fuck space. You know what? Fuck space. It's a complete garbage. The secret no one here ever wants to admit is that space is fucking boring and empty. It's desolate and lifeless. It's not romantic. It doesn't care about us. They embellish dull gray photographs of dust with beautiful colors to pull our heartstrings, but the reality is nothing but different shades of gray in the palest colors. But you know what? That's not even the most embarrassing part. The most embarrassing part is that humans can't do anything better than imagine space is just like Earth but a little different, filled with people who are like us but a little different. Well, hey, guess what? That's just Earth, idiots. You're projecting. Why do you need space to think about Earth? Why are you ignoring all the people and places on Earth that are like you but a little different? Why is that dream more important than us? We're supposed to have dreams, we're not supposed to just live in them. That's why I'm breaking up. I want to go home. Okay, I don't know. This person just doesn't like space, I guess. I imagine one of the pilots, maybe, That's what the program was for, right? Getting a pilot that doesn't mind being in space, but this one is tired of space, I guess. They don't like space. You've had more than a few fights with that celestial mechanics pilot at this point, haven't you? Yes, fights, exactly. You've really met your match. In terms of troublesomeness, I think she has me beat. Do you know her, Saturn, a Generation 3 pilot? I was only charged in combat operations, and the third generation never saw combat, even against an existential threat. Of course I knew her, though. She was one of Hippolytus' top candidates. She used a variety of methods to artificially jumpstart extreme tidal sensitivity and otherwise unremarkable pilot candidates. I thought none of it worked. There's not a lot of text. The first ship cells had manual controls. To bridge the gap between your intentions and the energy of the tidal reactor is a complex language, a conversation between yourself and the machine with advanced mathematics. You use your hands, but it is a fundamentally mental approach. Dr. Nix wanted to achieve communion through the soul. Hippolytus, however, felt that direct interface with the body would be the most efficient. Teach the body, and the mind and soul would follow. Sounds dangerous, and also made up. It is all made up. There's nothing inherently wrong in using the body as a primary medium. However, he inflicted the intentions of the ship cells on the pilots, rather than teaching them to express their intentions outward. He wanted subjects, not actors. It's impossible to read the rhetoric of his methodology in any other way. Was Saturn particularly resistant? Is that why she was downgraded from primary candidate? No, she was intensely loyal, like another pairs of hands and eyes or Hippolytus. It was the opposite. She accepted all those intentions perfectly. She was perfect. You see the problem, don't you? A doll like that doesn't have the will to compete in a tidal conflict. Why are you telling me this? He realized in the end he had created someone as boring as he was. It took a long time for you to learn how to be a person after having been forced to be someone else. Don't forget how to be tender to Hellions, Luna-Terra. Okay. Tender to Hellions. I think she said something like that before. Save. Mission select. Give me the moon. It's time to move to the future, peacefully or painfully. No factions, no dreams. Just two girls lost and entwined in the warm summer of the moon's day. Launch.